Hello, welcome back to the SNHU Esports stream. I'm Connor. I'll be your host for tonight, and I'm joined here with Matt. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great. I got done all my classes for the semester today, so we are ready for some Overwatch. I busted out the suit jacket for playoffs because we are going right into playoffs for Overwatch tonight.
Looking very snazzy, and
I like the fit today.
Thanks. But yeah, we're going to go into these playoffs here for Overwatch. Our team is the 3rd seed, and tonight it's first bracket, right? It's just round 1 here, so we're up against the 6th seed, which is going to be Clark Red.
Indeed. I know that all throughout today, the Overwatch team has really been putting in the work, getting the scouting in, and figuring out what they want to do map-wise and comp-wise, so I'm really excited to see. I hope that pays off for them, because usually that scouting comes in real clutch in these playoff situations.
Right.
It's going to be really exciting to see what they've been cooking, so to speak.
I'm excited too. We might see some more compositions. I feel like this season so far, we've just every single game we've seen they're just pulling out something new. I feel like, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the meta right now is probably the most diverse it's been in a very long time, and consistently so. We still see Ryan comps played. We see Ramatra pretty often. Winston is coming back into favor. Wrecking Ball is still viable just in terms of tanks, and then you just build the rest of your comp around that tank. There's so much variety, and it's so map dependent. Circuit is one of those maps where it's pretty standard. You're going to see a Sigma double sniper comp.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't see that tonight, because I'm not a sniper enjoyer. But we are going to see what our first map is going to be right now.
Ooh, Antarctica. Not a bad first map there for Control, especially. I've played on this map a couple times before. It's a little weird, but definitely you can run what these guys like to run. We can run the Reinhardt and the Brawl comp with the Lucio Bap and stuff like that. And that would definitely work out for most of the points here on this map. But what do you think that might be strong that they could pull out?
I think that they are probably going to pull out the Ramatra, to be honest. I know that's been kind of cooking lately, and that's a very good pick. But we will be seeing that, as I believe we are just about ready to throw to game.
And we're just going to hop right in here. Round 1 of the playoffs here between these two teams. Both probably just, the nerves are just cooking right now. They are probably, either really excited or really nervous here to get started in this bracket. But we are going to see a little sneak peek at what they might run here on the first point. We see Console Noob hovering that Winston there. Pepto holding the Symmetra, maybe for the rollout, maybe going to keep it there. Who knows? But what's interesting is we are going to see Evo on that Bastion, probably expecting a Reinhardt from this team with the scouting that they've done.
Yeah, that's fair. You just have to, if you're Console Noob, you have to wait out that Bastion, see that turret mode go down, and then once it's over, you got free reign. So we're going to have to see them play around this Bastion very, very smartly. But already, Clark Red taking the high ground here.
Yeah, and we're going to see this backline kind of play a little disconnected there. Pepto already going to get a pick there on demo as Console Noob just tries to tear through the rest of that backline there. Vermacha doing his best to peel him off along with the turret mode coming out. That's going to be a lot of protection coming out.
Yeah, and now that Bastion turret is down, now Pepto has free reign, and you're going to see Console Noob dive in just like that. The Immortality field is up for Clark Red, but so much pressure is up. Evo so low. Great dive, but the turret does come out, getting the pressure off for a moment.
Yeah, they're going to continue to kind of push him off this high ground. It's really a matter of when they're going to try to choose to dive there. Osiren looking for this pick is going to be the only thing that keeps them back there. As they rotate around, they are going to push him off high ground, kind of trying to contest this turret here. They are going to pop that turret and just push Console Noob off. They have most of the priority on this point right now, along with, I think it was One Trick was very low there. Pepto going to find that pick on Evo there. Icy Cold taking out Console Noob though. That's just the start there of the team fight. And now, a tank for a tank. They are going to be able to pick him out there, and that's going to be a team kill there starting off this map.
Yeah, losing Console Noob there might seem like a bit of a bad time for SNHU Sapphire, but it was a traded pick, and SNHU got the cleanup. Everybody was so low. You saw Pepto kind of going in from the back line after Console Noob dove in, got that initial damage out, got the resources out, and Osiren immediately pushing into this fight with the Dragons, and it's doing a lot of damage.
That's feisty there, but Pepto is going to get that pulse moment. Take out Chromodon. That's going to be an early pick there as he's in Nemesis mode. Icicle trying to finish off some of the players with SNHU here is going to be able to get Osiren, but trading right back out. They are going to get Mr. Jellybean. 2 more players, Biso, Pepto are going to fall here, and it looks like the point is mostly open for them to try to contest right now.
Right, but Console Noob does have the Primal, and One Trick may be able to live for a little bit longer here, so they might commit to this.
Yeah, they're going to contest that. And he does end up popping that Primal there. And they did switch off the Bastion. The B comes out to provide more protection there. He's looking very low. One Trick trying to separate the backline from getting any more damage onto Console Noob here. It's going to be a lot of protection, but Evo still is going to be able to find One Trick and Pepto there. That might be the team fight there for Clark Red.
Yeah, I want to shout out Evo on the Cassidy these past couple fights, just putting in so much work, hitting those shots when they need to, and it's really showing up in the kill feed. Bro's been getting a lot of those final blows, and it's really been helping their team to secure these fights. But SNHU at 90%, and with that Kitsune rush coming out, that can be a little dangerous, although Clark Res does have plenty of resources to respond with, not the least of which is the Annihilation from Ramatra. But, yeah, a lot of ults being pressed right now.
Yeah, the High Noon trying to force him off there. Does have a sightline a little bit on one of their tanks. They're not really going to find anything, though. Just kind of back him off and try to protect the rest of his team there, because that was a dive that they were protecting against there. Mr. Jellybean just walking through, going to take so much damage there and fall really early. Icicle, though, on the other side is going to be able to find Osiren and Console Noob down. This is looking a little trickier for SNHU. Pepto trying to bring it back here. Chromodon will be able to shut him down. Now it's left to One Trick. Biso trying to find something here. They might have to back off. One Trick going to fall on that point, and Clark Red maintains control of the point so far.
Yeah, I mean, if you're SNHU, you're just glad that they popped the Annihilation there and did not save it for this fight, because, man, that ultimate, it's silly and goofy, and anybody that's played into it knows. But now Clark Red only has the Death Blossom on deck. Meanwhile, SNHU has a couple sort of coming up soon, especially that Dragon Strike from Osiren, but Console gets a early pick on demo.
Yeah, that's going to be a really early pick, especially on demo. One of their supports there, allowing them to just move fast. So Siren going to pop that dragon there. Find Icicle really quick in that fight. Constant diving that Evo there. Mr. Jellybean also falling Chromodon. That's going to be most of the team there. Now approaching 100%. That might be the map. Oh, they're going to find that touch there. The overtime is burning down here. Trying to find a second. Will not be able to, and that's the first round there for SNHU.
Yeah, that was very clinical play from SNHU, but great play by Clark Red to kind of bring that back from the brink. When they captured that point, that was at 90%, and they got up to 97 on their own right. That's very, very impressive. I think it just, at the end of the day, came down to SNHU having a better ultimate economy going into that last fight, which ended up just making that fight really, really difficult for Clark Red to take. But we are now seeing the Ramatra mirror being shown in spawn, although a couple different support lines. Very interesting. I want to see how that pans out.
Yeah, the Ramatra pick is definitely really interesting here. I wonder why they're picking it on this point and not the Winston anymore. Like, what really changed to shift over to that Ramatra rather than the Winston?
I think it's just a sightline thing. Like this angle right here, having that shield and being able to cut off those angles a little bit is so huge, and Ramatra just does so much. Has that range damage, has that up close damage. We're gonna see it up here right when Clark Red starts to push through, right here.
Yeah, Constant popping that Nemesis really early. He's gonna have to hold block and try to back off here. He's taking so much damage that protection is just so much there. Nemesis mode does wear off, and he is forced back a little bit here. Icy Cold looking pretty healthy on the other hand, while One Trick and Pepto are wreaking havoc in the sidelines here, just trying to tear up the backline, are able to find a lot of damage on demo there. Evo also looking a little bit low, and Console Noob trying to find these picks here. Chromodon has to pop that break, trying to get out of there. as well as Icy Cold looking pretty low there. Demo, just 1 health there. That stick does go on Demo, finishing him off there. Chromodon will be able to find Osiren and Console Noob. It's a lot of damage coming out from Clark Red, though. It's a little bit scary for Pepto. You're trying to hold his own one trick, just stalling for a little bit and getting out of there. That's going to be the first cap for Clark there.
Yeah, I think Console Noob just got a little aggressive. It's really easy when you press that Annihilate to see red and just go in a little quick, but it was really close. That could have gone either way. The great coordination from Clark Red to stop that Annihilation from doing all the damage that it could have. But SNHU not missing a beat and immediately coming right in. Icy Cold already kind of low.
Yeah, Icy Cold was looking a little dangerously low there for a second. Their supports are doing wonders right now, trying to heal everyone up there. The High Noon is going to be popped there from Osiren along... No, just Osiren. Evo's just going to hold on to his there. Icy Cold is going to be a little low here. Evo forcing him off there, actually going to be able to find Pepto, not before he gets that bomb. It's only going to find the Immortality field, but that's one big cooldown down for them. Demo going to pop that beat, and that's going to be so much protection. Chromodon looking for the Death Blossom. He is going to find it there. It's going to be a lot of damage off onto Console Noob there, which he's going to be the one to fall during that fight there. Osiren trying to contest here. Just everyone so low. Pepto actually going to be able to get Demo Evo there. It's going to be a nice little pick there before they have to exit off this. Now Clark Red, it's 83%.
Yeah, that was a weird fight. A lot of ultimates coming out from both sides. Now Clark Red only with the window. Meanwhile, SNHU coming up on the Annihilation, which could be pretty big in the retake here. Have to make sure Console Noob gets it, though.
Ooh, Chromodon just taking so many bullets from Osiren there. Evo trying to protect him here is going to have to recall there to try to save his life. Osiren using this infamous angle, going to force him off there. Actually find Mr. Jellybean. That's a huge pick there. The Nemesis mode comes out along with the destruction. Sorry, what?
The
Annihilation.
The grenade? Yeah, the Annihilation.
Yeah.
Oh, and Evo
yeah.
going late. Making sure to get the fast track to spawn, though. Yeah, and now this is kind of an uphill battle. Every fight is last fight for SNHU Sapphire. Now Clark Red can really just build up those ultimates and just take one really, really good fight. SNHU is going to have to play this so well to take this round.
Yeah, Pepto trying to find that bomb. It's going to go a little bit wide there, and they are forced to back off a little bit, just trying to build that bomb right back up there. Builds really fast. Chromodon taking a lot of damage. So Siren finishing him off with that headshot. That's going to be a really nice pick to kind of just collapse on the rest of them here. Icy Cold looking very cold. Going to have to pop that Nemesis mode. One trick being forced to back off there, making a really nice conversion, but at the cost of his life. Icy Cold will fall there. Pepto trying to find as many picks possible here, just extend their lead that they're trying to build right now. They're only at 55% to their 99.
Yeah, and that's the impact of the Ramatra there. We saw at that fight where Console Noob could stay back a little bit, get that poke damage, get I believe it was Chromodon low. Osiren was able to capitalize, and then Console Noob was able to pop the Nemesis form and go directly in. Now we're going to be watching Osiren here, looking for this High Noon, I think.
Yeah, the Kitsune Rush with the High Noon is just going to be a lot of ramping damage. Trying to find someone here. Icy Cold might be the one he's trying to finish off, but he just has so much health there. Evo and Chromodon finding their picks there. The other High Noon coming out, going to finish off one trick there. The overtime burning down. This might be the map there for Clark Red. That's going to be 1-1 now.
Yep. Already shaping up to be a close match if this map is any indication anyway. And I am all here for it. I love these close games, but I think Clark Red just really, they put SNHU in a very disadvantageous position in those fights, and to get as much percentage as SNHU did is pretty commendable. It just ended up Icy Cold very, very well played when they were in that Annihilate form. They blocked Osiren, who was holding the High Noon directly on them, which meant that they were only at half health, so you couldn't really capitalize on it. Great play, and great awareness from Icy Cold.
Yeah, Icy Cold is really doing a good job of knowing his limits really on this hero right now, and kind of pushing their lead exactly how he needs to. But as both of them come back around this corner here, going to try to contest this high ground, this is going to be a mirror matchup again, but they have Maze on both the sides here, notoriously really good on this point of the map here, and Console Noob just tearing into the backline with that Nemesis mode, but Icy Cold going to be able to force him off there. Pepto Biso are going to fall there, and Console Noob shortly after. That's going to be the first point there for Clark Red.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but Osiren just gets picked really early, and then you're missing a lot of that early damage. SNHU put in a valiant effort, got a great wall from Pepto, but you can't capitalize on when you don't have that Cassidy to just pump in the damage.
Yeah, Cassidy is, I feel like, a really honest character when it comes to that damage. Just all aim, gonna try to find those picks with those headshots, and as this fight breaks out, the wall trying to separate Icy Cold from his team there, not gonna really be able to, kind of just slips through that crack, but a really nice pick there on Chromodon from Console Noob, just a little too far up in that team fight. Is gonna be the first pick to start off this team fight. Icy Cold is going to fall next there, and now looking on Mr. Jellybean, it is not looking good for them. That's going to be them falling for this point.
Absolutely, and a quick flip like that is exactly what SNHU needed to get this going. Ultimate's about even for both teams as well, is going to make this next fight a really, really scrappy one. You know, Pepto and Chromodon both have these blizzards coming up. Both Ramatras have the Annihilates. Both windows up. This is gonna be a car wreck, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we're gonna probably see all 5 ultimates, both windows popping already really early in the fight, trying to get these picks just unaccounted for damage there. Anything they can try to find. Icy Cold just losing the fist fight here is gonna take a lot of damage there from Console. The Immortality Field comes out, trying to pop that one. Evo finding Osiren. That's gonna be another capture there from Clark.
Yeah, that window from Mr. Jellybean just put in so much work. With how it was positioned, I guess there was really no way to hide from it while still getting value. And Evo was really able to capitalize, getting a few great picks, particularly on Pepto and Biso very early there in that fight. Means that they don't have to spend nearly as many resources as they might have had to otherwise.
Ooh,
but
the high noon.
SNHU immediately going in.
Yeah, that high noon is going to come out already. The beat coming out from Clark Red, still holding on to it from one trick popping it along with the blizzard there. Going to block off that high noon. That's going to be really devastating, trying to find anything here. And that might be another team fight for Clark Red there.
Yeah, I mean, that was almost a little silly because Osiren was 19 HP away from securing the kill on Icy Cold, but just not quite able to. Now Osiren swapping over to the Reaper. I like that. A lot more frontal damage.
Yeah, I think the Reaper along with the May is going to be able to kind of just wombo a little bit more easier than that Cassidy. But the Cassidy always with that window is just going to be so devastating. As overtime pops here, the Annihilation comes out. That's not a good look there for SNHU. Annihilation just taking so much damage there in the blocking mode. Console Noob trying to find his supports, just lessen the amount of health that he's just getting from these people here right now. And the Annihilation does end up running out. They do back out of it. Overtime still ticking, not having the point quite yet, trying to find Chromodon. It is going to be a close one. They end up finding Icy Cold. Chromodon stalling, and they will be able to follow him, try to flip this point, and they get it.
Yeah, one trick in Console Noob, the Valiant Warriors standing amongst the fall, and Console Noob crucially is able to build so much towards that Annihilation for this next fight. That's 75%, where Icy Cold is only at 31 since they just used it that fight.
Yeah, he was just straight up in the ring last fight, just punching left and right, throwing those haymakers, and now it's going to pay off because this next fight, it might be the matter of life and death, whether or not he has that Annihilation.
Important pick onto Evo, Pepto coming in clutch. The Blizzard coming out early for Chromodon might be large.
Yeah, the Blizzard coming out from both sides there. And that's going to be a lot of damage, just securing a lot of force movement. They won't be able to get anywhere fast with that ice on them.
And Console Noob didn't even have to use the Annihilate. That's going to be the ultimate that you're going to be looking at for this fight, because in a last-minute contest scenario, Annihilate just feels bad because you can't not play into it, so it'll just last for an incredibly long time. And you have the window for Biso and the beat coming up. You're not going to be taking Console Noob down anytime soon this fight.
Yeah, he's probably going to wait this 8 seconds for the Nemesis mode and just pop it to have that infinite Nemesis just going ham. He's going to pop it right now. The beat comes out, offering a lot of protection. He's a little separated, wrapping back around. He will reconnect with his team here. One Trick finding Mr. Jellybean. Now Demo is going to be the next to fall. The overtime ticking there, and that's going to be Icy Cold falling, and that is the first map there for SNHU, 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely great play from both teams. This is going to be looking like a bit of a scrappy match, if that map is any indication whatsoever. This is going to be a banger. I can feel it in my bones. Icy Cold getting the play of the game. It's not even Annihilation. There's just a lot of punches coming through. Yeah. You're right. This is more of a boxing match than it is an Overwatch game. Yeah,
they are just going crazy right now on these Ramachas, and it's what I like to see. I mean, any tank just going crazy in the front line. It's a lot of fun to watch. Just watching them go ham, just crazy.
It was really interesting too to see the different play styles map to map. Map 1 was Consonu playing the Winston, while Pepto and One Trick were looking for those flank angles, and that kind of carried over into map 2. But with the Ramatra, you don't have sort of a two-way dive there, so you just have to kind of hope that Consonu is able to get in and use that frontal pressure to kind of distract from the attack on the back line, but just didn't end up working as effectively as map 1. But then they brought it around for map 3 and secured map 1.
Yeah, it was impressive, and I mean, that's always kind of been like my favorite kind of play style for like those frontline characters. There is just, go all out brawl and try to outlast them, or if you can kill me before I can kill you kind of type beat there. But that's kind of what Ramatra is really just a check of, do you have enough DPS to deal with me right now?
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even that. It's just, can you outlast my existence?
Yeah.
Especially when that Annihilate is up. Sometimes you just can't kill him. So you just have to exist for long enough. Right. And that comes down to the supports playing really well, and the rest of your team positioning, in such a way where you're under the least amount of threat, which is very difficult in some situations, particularly when you have a giant screaming Omnic with big fists and a giant death aura walking at you. But no, great play from both teams to make that as close as it was.
Right, yeah, it was just so close. I can't wait to get into these next maps coming up. But before that, we are going to be taking a quick break before we get into the rest of this playoff here. welcome back after that short little break there. We are going to take a look at the maps that we are going up for specifically this next round. It's going to be Kings Row. And do you want to tell us a little bit about this map?
I do, and it's because this is an inspired pick. This is an honest pick, but it's an inspired pick from the download that I've gotten thus far. Clark Red have picked Kings Row 3, now 4 times. They have their current map record for this season is 0-6 on Kings Row.
Huh.
So I don't know if they're cooking something up for playoffs or what, but that's not the map pick that I would expect. As of right now, they've played one Paraiso game. They won that. I assume that got banned, but even then, on Blizzard World, they're 1-1 right now. That's a much better scoreline than 0-6. It's gonna be really interesting to see how they play that, and if they're able to run it back and break the loss streak.
Right, yeah, the odds, I guess the odds are against them right now, but they must have something, up their sleeve here that they're ready to pull out, or maybe just one team fight that they're ready to go with. But we are going to get right into it here and take a look at what they might run for the compositions on both sides here, actually. But before that, maybe it's just not a hybrid angle for them. Maybe hybrid just isn't their kind of style there, and they'd much rather go to push or control or the other maps. Because on control, right, both of these teams went so even there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have to question the validity of that strategy. If you're going in, just be like, we're not a hybrid team. We're not a hybrid team. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to playoffs, I don't think that's the most effective strategy. They're flashing the Junker Queen as well, which is, I don't think a bad pick, but definitely a left field one. I believe Evo is probably going to be looking for one quick shot here. They might stay it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Icy Cold back on the Ramatra. I'm sad.
Yeah, switch to that Ramatra there, and we're going to see Evo hold that sight line there in the beginning, and they're not really going to play really close to that statue because there's really no point. They're not really a brawl comp. They're going to play back here and kind of give space up here in order to get more poke, because as soon as they want to push out onto this point here, they're going to have to just go through so much contested space there. Evo actually being very, very poked down there. Icicle going to have to pop that Nemesis mode, and we see Chromadon try to get around that wall to try to meet up back with Icicle, and that's going to cost them that team fight there.
Yeah, that's I just don't understand this map pick, I guess. Oh, Demo going down in spawn practically that's another 10 seconds before Clark Red can even think about pushing. A minute is going to be drained off the clock before they can even really do anything. That's real rough. I believe it's just about a dead mirror, with the only difference between being Mr. Jellybean on BAP, whereas Biso is on the Ana. But I think the Ana might come in a little more clutch here. Those anti-nades are so huge, especially with this hotel rotation if they clump up.
Right, and with Nemesis mode, when you're blocking like that, you don't take 100% reduced damage, right? You can still die in that blocking mode there, and that's the really important thing with that nano there, the anti-heal, that you can just die during that. Constantly looking very low there and not going to end up dying, is actually going to survive through that Icy Cold, taking a lot of damage. The wall comes out, trying to find one trick, but Pepco just turns on him, completely flipping the switch, going to find Chromadon and Evo. Their damage is gone.
Yeah, and a great wall to secure the pick onto Mr. Jellybean, and Icy Cold goes down really late as well. This is going to be the duel of the Annihilations now, but the problem is SNHU Sapphire just has more resources. You give Console Noob that nano, and if Icy Cold pops theirs, then it's over. You don't get value out of that because you're just going to collapse. You're not going to outlast the other Ramatra.
Right, yeah, and that's really what this is just having a Ramattra just poke out and be able to move through the rest of that volley of damage. Evo gonna be separated there. Throwing that dragon through that wall is just gonna be so much damage. The immortality field comes out and both annihilations are popped. It's just all out chaos from here on out. One team is gonna come out on top, and Constanoob just ripping through the rest of his team there. Icy Cold forced to retreat back to the spawn. It might be SNHU here.
Yeah, I think it is, and you know, you're able to force the nano out, but with 1 minute left, just about, it's starting to look a little dire. Luckily, Clark Red is going to have a lot of ults going in, just about everything other than Icy Cold's Annihilate, and there's not really much to respond for SNHU other than the beat from One Trick, but that separation is so huge. And Constanoob goes down. That's one pick.
Yeah, that's going to be the pick that they need to get this team fight down, and that might be the first point for them to start to get this payload rolling here.
They could potentially recontest this, but I don't know if it's the smartest idea. No, at this point, they're looking to play for this archway, I think. Just waiting for Constanoob and for One Trick to come back, and they're taking this archway. Such a smart, strong position. So difficult to break through this choke point.
Yeah, and that wall is going to be what's going to try to separate them. Icy Cold ending up getting separated there and has that anti-heal on him. The Blizzard comes out along with the window. That's going to be so much damage. Emo just going to be able to tear through that window, finding Bethdo, finding Biso. Now looking at Constanoob, going to try to find him, and that is going to be another tank pick there. Osiren working very close around the corner here with One Trick, and that's going to be Clark Red's fight there. Going to be able to push out a little bit further than they would without that win.
Yeah, that was a great window from Mr. Jellybean, placed so well that SNHU kind of can't really counterplay it. You know, you want to walk through that and just capitalize, especially when you have that beat coming out. You think you have the survivability, but it's in such a place where you're just going to take too much damage. And Evo was, again, capitalizing on those windows, but the dragon coming through immediately, forcing Clark Red in such a disadvantageous spot, and so many people are low already. Oh my goodness, so much damage coming out from that dragon. Great placement from Osiren, and great wall from Pepto, and great boot from One Trick.
Yeah,
that's just good coordinated team play.
I think the call was probably there, the slow field into the dragon, and it kind of just ended up, you know, spiraling into just a battle that was overall just way better for SNHU here.
Yep, and again, we're about even in terms of ult economy. SNHU with, actually no, just about dead even. That's a great wall right there though.
Yeah, that's really going to slow them down here and separate them. Icy Cold taking a lot of damage as well, going to be able to force a lot of healing out of these healers, and that's going to be 2 picks already along with the immortality field. Just a completely decisive fight there from SNHU.
Biso getting 2 final blows at the end of that fight. I'm going to assume that was a pretty big anti-nade because it was able to pick off Mr. Jellybean and I assume get onto Icy Cold. Now, we are getting in for a full scrap here. Evo might be looking for a silly flank noon, but no, the whole team is playing up there. This is going to be a scrappy fight for sure.
Yeah, this definitely is. There goes the Blizzard. They're trying to cut them off, and the High Noon comes out. That's going to be 1 pick there. Pepto does fall. Constanoob trying to get the rest of them here, and is going to have that annihilation along with the nano. Just so much damage that burn turns into just a complete melt of damage. Constanoob now going into this fist fight with Icy Cold. The anti-heal is going to be a lot, but not enough there. Evo going to be able to find Constanoob there, and the beat does try to save them. Now they're just going to stall for as much time as possible. They're going to have to push this out on overtime.
Yeah, I mean, that, like I said, that was a really scrappy fight. We're going to see the window come out. The dragon not quite there yet for Osiren to counterplay it. And with the Blizzard coming out for Chromadon in just 7%, this is looking like a lock for Clark Red, but 1 pick, 1 misplay could turn it. But then again, Evo just getting the headshot on the One Trick.
Yeah, that window just turns that headshot into a kill button, and that's what they do. Icy Cold finding Constanoob as well. They might be able to push this into this second point here on overtime. Just 1 person left, and as it approaches here, that's going to be the second cap there for Clark Red, getting a second chance at this 3rd point.
Yeah, I want to shout out just how much value these windows are getting from Mr. Jellybean. When you can aim in this game, getting a 100% damage increase on every projectile sent through that window, it's really good. But already Clark Red pushing the advantage. Great wall, but great Dragon.
Ooh, Dragon separating there. And actually going to just completely cut him off with that wall as well. The flank, Kai Noon, is going to be detrimental there for SNHU. And that might be a lot of ground that they're able to cover off of that fight.
Yeah, but with Mr. Jellybean down, they're going to be pretty limited on healing. SNHU is going to back out for a second, wait for their players to come back up. Their spawns are a little closer, and then I think they're just going to hard aggress here. You see Pepto already taking it, and a great shot onto Icy Cold, followed by a great wall into slow field. And just like that, it's back in SNHU's favor, but One Trick just barely not able to get out. Little bit aggressive, but maybe they can get another pick off it to stabilize.
Yeah, 25 seconds left. The clock is ticking here for Clark Red to try to finish off this third point here. It might just come down to this last push here, and they have that annihilation ready. That might be just exactly what they need, and it already is going to come out there along with the Blizzard. That's going to be really, really weird to play into. Icy Cold actually, you know, just going to be dead right on the spot there. Even just popping that annihilation won't be enough there. Now it's Console Noob's turn, trying to take his stab at it. Is going to be able to find the supports in the back alley. Disconnected here, and that's going to be the end of Clark Red's push.
Yeah, I mean, that just came down to Icy Cold just getting blown off the face of the earth in no uncertain terms.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was that you were able to die that fast and annihilate, especially with a BAP on your team. I think there must have been some kind of disconnect. I saw when we panned over in the spectator, I think Icy Cold died in the sort of horseshoe mega room. So I wonder how that rotation happened, and you know, maybe Mr. Jellybean just didn't have an angle, or
he got anti-healed into the Blizzard, so he couldn't hold block.
Oh, that's yep. That'll do it. All that health that you get from Annihilate doesn't matter when you have no damage reduction and a free head hitbox.
Yeah, and no healing. No one's gonna save you. No one can save you. But we are gonna see another mirror, almost a siren on that Hanzo, though, in Evo with the Cassidy.
And One Trick.
Wait, One Trick's on the
Zenyatta might just be looking for a 5 orb from high ground here. I assume that's what's happening, and then One Trick is going to swap over to the Lucio, give Console Noob that extra speed, because otherwise Icy Cold is just going to be able to zoom around the map like it's nothing else. And
yeah, these rotations just become so much harder to make, especially around like Hotel there. But we are going to see those 5 orbs do come out, and he is switching off here to that Lucio. Going to get this rollout here as they approach this point here.
Yeah, look at Clark Red playing in the statue. This is such a safe position. But that anti-nade is huge, getting so much damage. You know, Siren gets a pick on the Mr. Jellybean. Great headshot.
Yeah, they're going to trade that out for Pepto. They are able to find him, and now Console Noob looking very low, hopping out of that Nemesis mode. He's going to have to be healed up there. Evo also getting anti-healed. That anti-heal is just so much damage, as well as not being able to heal. Siren finding Evo. That's another huge pick there. Now looking at Corridon, gonna be able to find him. That's another pick from Osiren, just trying to clean up this fight himself. Going 1v9, and that's gonna be most of the fight here. Finding Demo, finding Icy Cold. Now it's just Mr. Jellybean before they capture the rest of this point.
Yeah, and Mr. Jellybean dying late means that they can't really push up and take this archway. That's such a devastating choke point to lose. And now, you know, you're going to have Osiren getting set up wherever he wants. Yep. Miso is going to start looking at those angles. Bro's got the UAV above to get the anti-nades through. And you know, Console already has the Annihilate. Someone stop this man. So much damage came to, but the wall might be the stopper. Never mind. Oh my goodness. Great dragon placement.
Yeah, the dragon is just going to shred through Icy Cold. That immortality field keeps him alive for a little bit, but not for very long. Mr. Jellybean resetting. Going the completely wrong direction. Now Evo going to get booped back. Oh, he will find one trick, but at the cost of his life. And they're going to push up on 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That's so much time that they have to try to get the second point.
Yeah, and that fight is a lesson in efficiency, absolutely textbook. Using the dragon, which is really just kind of a space-creating ultimate. SNHU Sapphire as a whole have been communicating those really well and getting so much value out of a really simple ultimate. So now that they're gonna have so much going in, and this is gonna be the fight that secures second point.
Yeah, that's going to be the slow field there. He might try to pop this Annihilation. Gonna find Evo there. There might not be a need for it. The beat does come out along with the window. Now might be the time for it as well, as Icy Cold going to be able to pop his own Annihilation, trying to finish things off with that Blizzard. That's going to be most of Clark's resources there spent to try to win that fight.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, like, if you're Clark, great, you won the fight. Like, that's awesome. You're able to bleed a little bit of time off the clock, but Console Noob and Biso have those ultimates, and One Trick has the beat coming up to counter anything that Clark Red wants to do. The odds are not in Clark's favor. It's just the Deadeye coming up from Evo. Granted, Evo has gotten some pretty sneaky kills with that ultimate, but generally, if you were to compare them to Nano Annihilate, not favorable.
Right. Yeah, but now Console Noob has that Nano, gonna pop that Annihilation. That's just so much damage. The Immortality Peel comes out along with the High Noon. He's holding that block, trying to survive that. When he takes his eyes off him for 1 second, Console Noob just gonna take him out with the right punch there. Jelly Beam. He's gonna live for a little bit longer. One Trick trying to find him out there, but Osiren coming to the rescue, gonna try to just finish him off there, and they will. That's the second point there for SNHU.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, One Trick not securing the kill there is pretty solid too, because it means that Mr. Jellybean just goes back to spawn yet later. Every respawn timer, I believe, is 10 seconds, so that's a really long time in this game. And especially when SNHU has 4 minutes on the clock to capture just about 3/4 of this point. That's not a hard task.
Yeah, they have so much time to do whatever they want here and just try to play how they want here, but Pepto's going to play by taking out Demo first, Evo and Chromodon following to Osiren. Console Noob trying to clean up the rest here along with that Blizzard. It's just going to be so easy to push us into that point there. Yeah. And that's 2-0 for SNHU.
Nothing short of beautiful was that last fight. The Dragon coming through, getting so much damage. Console Noob getting the play of the game. It's going to be an Annihilation. I feel it. Oh, yeah. Oh. Look at all these ticks of damage. And then the Nano. They thought they had him, but no, just back from the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, just shoutouts to the team play of SNHU in general, especially with those ultimates. They're coordinating around them so well. That is, those dragons, beautiful.
Yeah, they're just, on the dot with these callouts that they're making to each other and really just utilizing every last bit of utility that they have to exact amount, because they're not over dedicating anything here in these fights.
Absolutely not. Very smartly using those resources, and it's getting them in positions where they're already kind of winning fights before they begin.
Yeah.
Especially in that last fight, Clark Red had nothing. And they had to defend for 4 minutes against a Blizzard, a Dragons, I think they had a couple other things on deck. How do you do that? And the answer is, well, you don't.
You can't.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It just feels bad.
SNHU is just playing this so well, and going into this third map now. I'm kind of curious what is up on the dock first, what they're going to try to pick here. But before we get into that, we are going to take a quick break, just catch a quick breath of air, I guess. That was a lot of fighting going on in that King Store, as there always is. But we'll be right back after a short break. We're back.
We are back. We are ready to go. We have the map overview ready, and I have the stat sheet up. So let's see if it lines up. And no, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
It does not.
What should they have picked here?
So here's the fun part.
Okay.
In the scouting report that I have received, Clark Red did not pick or play Route 66 once in any of the games that were played this season. So what that means is we are going in functionally blind. This map type, Escort, is very, very good for them. So hopefully we'll see that as we go into game right now. Dorado was, I think, the map that they were looking for, but, you have to imagine SNHU banned that. They've picked it 4 times and gone 4-1. So this maybe not the ideal map, but definitely something that has kind of been unseen from SNHU, for SNHU, but we're seeing some very different comps coming in from the last couple of maps already. The Wrecking Ball for the side of Clark, and now we have a Echo coming through for SNHU Sapphire.
Ooh, wait. That is a little bit weird there, and that's locked in because they're on defense here.
Yeah, I gotta see what they're cooking with this Junkrat Tracer DPS line if they do stay it. I really would like them to, because Junkrat's a silly, goofy character.
They got a lot of weird picks here coming out from Clark Red, and I think the interesting one is going to be that ball and how he decides to really, disrupt the rest of the team here on SNHU.
Yeah, but it's going to be tough though. I mean, your only isolation target is Biso, but one trick on the Kiriko can peel so well, just the immediate teleport. So I don't know how they're going to be able to get value, especially with a Siren kind of raining death from above. It's going to be really interesting to see, quite frankly.
Yeah, and as they try to approach this high ground here and contest it, that's going to be an anti-heal coming out on Osiren. The ball just coming right up there to try to get him out there, but Biso's right by his side, going to be able to heal him back up along with the peel from his team, but taking their eyes off of Console Noob, he's going to drop a little bit low there.
But still manages to get out fine, although great sleep onto Pepto, but it gets him punished. Mr. Jellybean goes down, takes his eyes off of Osiren, and loses a life for it.
Yeah, Pepto just escaping with his life there, barely going to be able to rewind out of that, but Console Noob looking pretty low there. That Reaper's just going to be so much damage, along with the Tracer doing just numbers on Console Noob right now.
Yeah, Console Noob has gotten away by the skin of his teeth a couple of fights in a row, and I mean, if it works, it works. As a tank, you just kind of sit there and take damage sometimes, and if it gives your team space, then you're doing your job. But now, with this Nano up, there's nothing you can do. You got a big angry monkey in your backline taking down Mr. Jellybean, and now Demo. Kiriko.
Yep,
gone.
Gonna be able to take out that DPS and that support. Their tank falls along with Chromodon just picking off the rest of them. Evo gonna fall there, and that is gonna be the rest of the team there.
Yeah, but Clark Red, look at those ult percentages. They might just build up 5 ult over the course of this fight. It is entirely possible. Although SNHU not looking too shabby themselves, only using the Nano that fight, so they are on track to have 4 themselves.
Yeah, we see Pepto Crouch walking around this corner here, has his pulse bomb ready to. Might throw that pulse bomb out on them here. Gonna get that stick, but it goes Wraith mode. It was on that Reaper there. The duper comes out from Osiren, gonna get taken out of that a little bit early. I think the ball just did so much damage. They're flying out of that one there. Gonna have to peel the supports here. Evo on the backline, but in the meantime, the rest of Clark is kind of just backing off here, being forced off by, I think, what was Console.
Yeah, great sleep onto Icy Cold, but this fight is heavily in favor of Clark with one trick down, and the ult's not in favor of SNHU. I think this is just going to be a cleanup for Clark Red, and indeed it is. SNHU might be able to get a contest here. I think they're looking for it with Osiren playing pretty close up.
Yeah, he can get that touch there if it's not really that close to duplication, so not a lot of stalling time or power, but is going to be able to try to get that touch, and he's taking so much damage from one trick just getting those 2 headshots. Just so much damage from Kiriko, and as they just break out onto the point trying to contest this, Icy Cold is going to be able to just chip into Constanoob, forcing that Primal out. Goes Nano, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming out from Constanoob.
Yeah, Osiren getting the headshot onto Mr. Jellybean after one trick gets the great pick with the incredible damage. And Osiren securing the kill onto Kiriko. That is not a fight that I think Clark Red should have lost. That was very well played and very well paced by SNHU to take that as best as they could. And now, with only 10 seconds left, this is going to be a scramble for Clark Red.
Yeah, Icy Cold gets that contest, has 4 seconds, going to stall. He's actually there a little bit early, going to have to pop that shield there. He does end up getting that overtime along with the Evo on the Tracer, going to be able to touch that one. But now they're just playing on this back cap here, going to be able to just retouch whenever they try to contest here. That minefield, is just going to be so much area denial. They are struggling to try to get back here. The Nano Monkey going in, going to be able to do so much damage, but it might not be enough here. Constanoob just taking so much damage, and that's actually going to be a stagger for them.
Yeah, it was already too late when Constanoob jumped in. I think he thought that there was just another person on point, but there just wasn't. The Pharah swap potentially here? No, the Echo. I think they're going to try and combat Osiren with some dogfighting, so to speak.
It's going to be some dogfighting, and along with that, there's going to be an Angel in the sky just supporting it. There is going to be a really early pick. They're not really expecting that Echo to come out so early there. And just prioritizing what they need to, knowing exactly how to play this fight right now. They are going to end up just getting so much damage out, but Biso just firing right back and be able to pick off Evo pretty early too.
Yeah, that was great aim, and dude, these anti-nades from Biso all night have been so sick. Whenever he's been able to use them aggressively, they've always been hitting something big. And look at Temo just immediately getting nuked. Some poke from Biso, Pepto, and Constanoob combined for a great pick, and now Clark Red can't really push, and now SNHU is just kind of pushing the advantage, getting a little bit of poke damage. Just about 1 minute remaining for Clark Red's attack here.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot of time. They might have 2 fights left in them here, and with their ult charges, they're going to have to use every single one to try to take these fights against SNHU. And the Kitsune Rush comes out along with the Pulse Bomb, but Chromodon is going to be able to survive that one, along with taking out Pepto. That's going to be a pretty big pick there, but Osiren finding Icy Cold, another along with it, is going to be kind of shutting them down on their push there.
Yeah, is able to duplicate the Tracer there and gets a lot of damage. There's so much chaos going on in that mine shaft, and Osiren drops to 50, but he's chilling. He's just happy to be there. He's probably gonna get
those Anas are what's really just throwing a wrench in the plan with the Echo here, and that sleep is going to be the end of one trick. That might be the start to something for Clark Red here. 13 seconds on the clock. They're really going to have to roll out on this point right now. Valkyrie comes out along with the Nano Monkey. That's going to be a lot of damage on it to Constanoob. The duplicate comes out, duplicating that monkey, but Constanoob finding Mr. Jellybean. They are on the point, able to try to push them off. It's just Pepto left to fend for himself here. And now they have control of the point. Overtime is ticking. They're going to have to try to just contest, try to play for getting them off this point. They can't step 1 second off here. Constanoob trying to find that Valkyrie is going to be able to get him so low, but not enough there. One trick playing on the roof. Actually going to be able to find that Chromodon pick there. That's pretty big as Constanoob hops out of Primal here. The fight from Clark is just looking a little bit lackluster now as the rest of SNHU Sapphire reconvenes here. They are able to just take out most of them, and this might be the end here for Clark Red's push.
SNHU's DPS duo put so much work in. Pepto and Osiren, the silent killers. Osiren getting the first 2 and Pepto cleaning up, while the fight was kind of devolving on the cart they wanted to play there because they had the mines up, but with Constanoob holding down the fort, they weren't able to secure the pick, and it meant that they were focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah, that was just a little misplay there. But I really feel like, Clark Red put up a pretty good fight. They got almost the second point there with their push. And it's going to be basically a 2-point push that SNHU has to make here during their attack. So with the way that things have been going, Clark might be able to hold this one, especially with the weird echo picks that have been coming out. Clark is going to stick it a little bit safer without that echo pick and going to opt for that soldier in anticipation of an echo Farah, I assume.
Yeah, I don't know if soldier is the best hit scan pick, but if you're feeling confident in your soldier aim, we've seen it in plenty of games where a soldier will just melt people. Dude does so much damage. Yeah. It's actually ridiculous, especially now with the recoil instead of weapon spread like it was in earlier Overwatch 1. It's so strong. Osiren, though, starting off on the Widow.
The Widow and Hanzo. This could be devastating. This could be devastating, especially into the Soldier, Kiriko, and Ana. Just any of them are going to lose those duels to the Hanzo Widow. But stepping out of spawn, it gets a little bit dicey, especially when you're going to have to re-pick those picks and, sacrifice ult charge that you could be building a lot faster than you would have if you weren't on them. But they're going to contest this high ground here and are going to be pushing out Icicle a little bit harder. He's going to get that jump on Osiren.
That is not optimal at all. Icy Cold goes down to trade for Osiren, which is not at all optimal. Maybe seeing a little bit of red there, but I think you have to leave that to your DPS or something rather than letting yourself go, because now, even though Clark Red got the first pick, they have to run. They're out of here.
It was a little bit stylish, though.
It was pretty sick. It would be sicker if he lived.
Yeah, if he lived there, that would have been just really, really good for Clark. But now SNHU is just working with so much space here. Along with matching that soldier pick, they might just be able to capture into second point here. Console Noob getting focused here is going to fall very early. And that is a lot of space here. They're going to look for this dive, trying to find Biso here, and will be able to. Now Siren going to have to run for his life here, chasing him down. They have the monkey, and they have the Tracer, going to try to get this guy. Luckily, Console Noob is here to the rescue, going to be able to save him.
Yeah, absolutely. Only the Primal Rage coming up for Clark Red. Yeah, that's about all we have for ultimates right now. One Trick's going to be the one to watch, because that Kitsune Rush is charging a lot faster than I thought it would. And it's such an impactful ultimate, but the nano jump comes through for Icy Cold and does so much damage, forces the supports back.
Ooh, that's going to be forcing Pepto pretty far back and actually take him out there. And Evo was looking low for a second there, just going to heal right back up. And now Clark Red is going to be able to, stick him for a little bit longer than they want to be here on the first point.
Yeah, Osiren deciding that the soldier just wasn't feeling it and swapping back to the Echo, but I don't know. It's going to be tough to play that into a Chromadon with a tactical visor, and I assume it's going to be coming out momentarily. But
no, Nano Monkey and the Kitsune Rush is just going to be so much damage trying to find him here, but Chromadon just wreaking havoc, just not enough attention on it, and Console finally turns around, going to be able to take him out in like less than a second.
I think it might be too late. Though. Mr. Jellybean is 1 HP.
Yeah, he has Primal. He's going to take out that support now. Now it's a battle of the monkeys, but one is a lot angrier than the other. Console going to chill out a little bit there, and now going to try to clean up the rest of the team here. Icy Cold is looking low, but now it's his turn. Going to try to turn things around here.
Yeah, this looks like a rage room. So many punches and swings coming through, but nobody's able to die. The initial juggle from Console Noob is just better as it's able to secure the pick onto Mr. Jellybean. Now the dive coming through on the respawning Ana with, Demo and Icy Cold, have to run back and support. Now it's Icy Cold having to come through and just be the last minute touch, but so much damage coming through.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage, and Icy Cold will fall to that anti-heal. They are going to be able to capture in this first point, along with a couple extra picks added on the top there, with 2 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock now.
Yeah, that's rough. You don't have anything really to combo ult-wise with this Nano, so I'm going to expect Icy Cold to get the Nano on the dive onto Biso here so they can try to get an early pick onto this Ana and end the fight quickly, because they need to stop the momentum from rolling in SNHU's favor anymore. Otherwise, this might be the map, and that might be the playoff run for Clark Red. Have to play this very, very smart.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really hard to try to hold on here, but Consulanoob is going to be forced off that high ground there, has his jump just ready to go back on the soldier. He is going to ping that there, look for this dive. Might have the Kiriko with him, but Osiren is there too. Going to be able to finish him off there now, looking for the Ana. The duplicate comes out. 2 monkeys is better than 1. They are going to try to find them there, and they are going to find Mr. Jellybean along with the Nano.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an early pick coming through, and there's not much space coming through. Icy Cold does get the kill onto Biso, which is pretty huge, and Clark Red doesn't commit much ults there, but yeah, they should be able to get a really solid contest here. It's going to be tough, though. One Trick does have this Kitsune Rush, and Biso has that Nano, so it's just going to be the battle of whoever uses it better.
Oh, gonna try to find the supports there. They had the Nano Monkey too, and that's gonna be a lot of damage just microwaving Mr. Jellybean there, along with Chromodon, who next is just gonna get leaped on there. Trying to find Demo. It's gonna be a lot of damage coming out from Icy Cold here, though. Just one of the last members standing on his team here, the Kitsune Rush, is gonna be mirrored, and now they just have so much damage coming out. Icy Cold gonna be forced to pop that Primal Rage, gonna take out Osiren before too much can be done with that Lightning Beam there. But that's going to be a lot of damage also coming out from Chromodon. Has his visor and going to be able to defend this one. 33 seconds on the clock.
Mr. Jellybean absolutely going in, being the savior that Clark Red needed, getting the 3-4 final blows and the huge Nano onto Chromodon. Now, though, Chromodon has nothing to assist in that visor. That tactical visor has to be huge here, because Petto does have the Pulse Bomb coming up, although Osiren getting pressured heavily and Demo getting the pick.
Yeah, that's going to be that teleport, I think, just following that dive there, but it's going to be at the cost of their tank there, along with the stick and the fine Evo. That's a really big pick. Chromodon going to fall. It's just 2 supports left. Mr. Jellybean going to be able to contest that one along with the Kiriko, just lasting as long as they can. They drive it in on this overtime, and that's going to be SNHU Sapphire taking the win against Clark.
Yeah, that just feels bad for Clark Red. Mr. Jellybean and God, who else was stuck there in that last fight? Who was playing the soldier for
Chromodon.
Chromodon?
Yeah.
God, what a valiant effort for these two. I think we're going to see it right here. And what an anti-nade and the sleep. Oh my goodness, beautiful play from Mr. Jellybean, absolutely saving Clark Red from the brink of destruction, but it's just not quite enough. But with that, SNHU Sapphire advances forward in the playoff run. Absolutely great play from both teams tonight, and I'm just so excited to see the rest of this playoff bracket, man.
Me too.
God, I love me some good Overwatch.
Yeah, that was just 2 really good teams going head to head there, and SNHU came out on top, but I can't wait to see the rest of their bracket here, because that was just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though the scoreline says 3-0, that was a lot closer than the scoreline shows. A lot of those maps were within meters of going the other way. Or within seconds of going the other way. So, neither team can be too down on themselves after a performance like that. Just wonderful play from both sides.
100%. And if you want to see more wonderful play, just make sure to check out our socials at SNHU Esports. We post clips from games like this and other schedule times for games, so you know when to show up. If you want to show up here, actually I think the arena is closed, so you can't show up anymore. Just make sure to show up on the stream instead. But other than that, we are all set.
Well,
and
we got a couple other things that we can plug. We got GSG coming up next month.
Oh, GSG
Come on.
is
we
coming up
gotta
in
plug
May.
it.
Right.
Dargo's watching me from above, our tournament organizer for GSG, and he would kill me if I didn't mention it. May 20th, our monthly Granite State grind coming up. Incredible Smash tournament. Very fun to watch, and the competition level for this one is going to be even better. Do you know why?
I think there's a lot more turnout for this, isn't there?
Well, there is going to be, and that is because this Granite State grind is officially part of the New England Smash Invitational. So I believe whoever places the highest from the New England area within the Granite State grind tournament on May 20th is going to be invited to the Invitational, guaranteed a spot with some of the best players in New England. What an opportunity.
Yeah, that's a really big opportunity. So make sure to check out GSG and sign up for that. Be here. It'll be a lot of fun.
And real quick, I'd like to shout out, we have a couple of our teams going out this weekend, actually tomorrow, to Brooklyn for a LAN event. So watch out for that. I assume we're going to put some stuff on our socials. So you're going to see some more Overwatch and some Valorant in that tournament, as well as we are not competing in them, but there is going to be some Smash Brothers competition as well at the event. So, come on out, support the teams. It's always great to see teams coming out to LAN events. It's not an opportunity that is super common. So, those are just an entirely different atmosphere.
Yeah, and if you can't show up, just check out the streams there. Checking on our teams. That's always appreciated. Any support we can get for our teams here. But other than that, my voice hurts. I think we're done. Make sure to check out Rocket League tomorrow night. But other than that, have a great rest of your night.